He called himself a man of God by day, but by night he became a predator. This is the story of Khethani Khuboni, age 31, from Umlazi's infamous Glebalands hostel. A man who hid behind fake e-hailing driver accounts, a Facebook profile, promising quick cash, and a holy facade that fooled even those closest to him. Since 2021, Khuboni has been on the run, wanted for a series of brutal crimes that have left a trail of trauma and fear across KwaZulu-Natal. Authorities say he used online sex work forums and social media to lure his victims. Once he gained their trust, it turned into horror. Over 20 women reportedly assaulted, robbed, and silenced with death threats, while living with his pregnant girlfriend and preaching as a pastor by day. No one knew the darkness that emerged when the sun went down. Tonight we investigate the chilling case of a man who wore the mask of faith but lived a double life as a monster.
The story starts with one of the 20 victims. August 2024. Another name, another victim. But this one chose to speak out, even if from behind a veil of anonymity. She had posted her services on Facebook, like many S workers, trying to provide in the margins. He reached out, pretending to be a potential client. The conversation moved quickly from Facebook to WhatsApp. He seemed convincing, respectful, normal. 2 weeks later, on the evening of August 24, she received a message. An Uber was waiting for her. The destination, a scheduled area near the Glebalands Sports Ground in Umlazi. She recalls asking, "Why don't we just go to your place?" But he told her not to worry, they'd get there soon. What followed was anything but expected. As soon as she arrived, he turned aggressive, demanding oral S. She resisted at first, insisting on a safer, more private location, but his demeanor changed quickly. He threatened her life. Terrified, she complied. When draws over, he demanded her phone and his password. When she hesitated, he brandished a knife. She gave in. He then ordered her to strip again. She refused, until he repeated his threat to kill her. At that point, fear outweighed resistance. On the cold concrete stairs of the sports ground, he assaulted her. But he wasn't done. He took photos of her, images he would later use as leverage. Stay silent, he warned, or these go public. He told her to walk away and not look back. When she did, he had already vanished. She screamed for help. 2 men walking nearby found her shaken and broken, but alive, thankfully. Unfortunately, her story was not the only one. Another woman, part of the same Facebook sex work group, reported a chillingly similar experience. He lured her in with charm and offers of safe transportation. Again, an Uber was sent, paid for by him. The destination, the same sports ground. They walked together through the darkness. She didn't realize where they were until it was too late. He asked for her phone. When she hesitated, he tried to grab her. But this time, the ending was different. She fought back, she ran, she escaped. But others weren't so lucky. As investigators dug deeper into Khethani Khuboni's life, they uncovered troubling information. Not only from victims, but from within his own family. In an exclusive interview, Khuboni's father revealed shocking allegations. Behind the image of a devoted pastor, his son was living a double life, one that preyed on trust, faith, and innocence. He used the church as his hunting ground, the father said, visibly distressed. He brought young women to our home, some of them still in school. Once they were inside, they couldn't leave. He took advantage of them. The man who was meant to guide people in faith was allegedly using his spiritual authority as a trap, targeting vulnerable girls from his congregation. But the damage wasn't limited to the victims. His father spoke of the deep emotional toll his son's actions took on the family. According to him, Khethani was verbally and physically abusive, creating a constant atmosphere of fear within the household. The stress became unbearable. The father, now battling serious health issues, attributes much of his illness to the relentless abuse and psychological trauma inflicted by his son. He was not the man we thought he was, the father concluded. He destroyed everything around him, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. As more victims came forward, and the pattern became undeniable, authorities knew they were no longer dealing with the isolated incidents. It was a work of one man, methodical, manipulative, and dangerous. Detective Khethani Khuboni, working closely with the South African Police Services, led the investigation. After reviewing 6 separate reports that shared disturbingly similar details, the team began connecting the dots. It became clear that this was the same individual behind multiple attacks. Khuboni stated, and we feared there were more victims who hadn't yet come forward. DNA samples were collected from each reported case. When the results came back, they confirmed what investigators had suspected. One match, one name, a suspect already known to the system. But arresting Khethani Khuboni would be no simple task. He was hiding in a place few dared to go, Lebanon, Rostam. Known for its extreme violence and deep-rooted criminal networks, it's one of the most dangerous places in the country. Police cannot simply walk in without a plan. They need precision, strategy, and backup. After careful coordination, law enforcement made their move, and they caught him. Khuboni was taken into custody without incident, but what followed was chilling. He denied everything, showed no remorse when questioned. He admitted to knowing one of the victims, claiming she was his girlfriend. He even gave the police her exact address, as if that would prove his innocence. Behind bars, Khuboni continues to maintain his innocence. His defense is that the victims were lying, that they filed charges because he refused to pay them, that nothing happened. Although the testimonies, the trauma, and the evidence say otherwise, as the case moves forward, investigators believe there may be even more victims who've yet to come forward, women silenced by fear, shame, or threats. Khethani Khuboni stands accused of horrific crimes, but for those who survive, justice has only just begun.